Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining me here at Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. I feel like I was just with most of you. It feels like just yesterday. And that's, I don't know, is that because we did anything yesterday? No, it was Saturday. It's really hard to believe. Oh, I know. It was because last night I recorded a Questions After Nightfall. We had a few people there with me. I was like, wait a minute. I know I did something live. Well, good to see you all. Thank you for coming and checking it out. We're going to try to get Hilbern's war steed tonight. So hopefully we'll get him that war steed, and then we can move on Saturday to assembling some Legos or maybe even something else. I've been dabbling with Magic the Gathering Arena and playing around on there. I mean, it's the same concept as the physical cards that I played against Don Marshall that one time, but online I'd be more likely to be able to run into folks like the Nerd of the Rings and play a little Magic that way. But tell them about your hazing. I have no idea what you're talking about. I genuinely don't. Sorry. Hassel, we missed you. I'm sorry you couldn't make it either. We'll look forward to chatting with you next time you get on. I genuinely don't, Katie. I've got no idea what you're talking about. I'm not trying to claim innocence, just ignorance. Oh, the Steelers. I wouldn't call that a hazing. I mean, it's true. That was the immaculate deception, not the immaculate reception. And pardon me while I snack on some cashews. Yes, I did let Arthur go first. All right. Well. I would hardly call that hazing. So, how has everybody's week gone so far? Do we have any Tolkien-related news? Any exciting information about, like, oh, hey, I've finished the paper I'm going to present at Westmoot, or I've just registered for Mythmoot, or I'm going to be, whatever else it may be. Or you just finished reading, what, maybe... Yeah, maybe you finished reading the Bavadium fragments or something like that. Who knows? Yeah, well, of course Sean supported me on that one. He knows. He knows. Give me a moment. I'm gonna open my my window. It's a little stuffy in here. Hold on. All right, I am back. Sending in your Westmoot activities, great. You binge Drive to Survive. I've only gotten to watch a little bit of that. I sadly had set aside all of Friday to binge it, and then all of Friday became suddenly quite busy. So every day is a day closer to Westmoot. Good for you, Nate. I'm just reading some of the other things here. Water heater. No fun at all. Just met Aragorn the Prancing Pony in your reread. That's a good place to be. I'm actually working on The Hunt for the Ring, so I'm sort of in that same time period, right? I'm actually a week before that right now, which is when Aragorn is on the East Road outside of Bree instead of down at Sarn Ford with the rest of the Dunedain trying to prevent the Nazgul from getting into the Shire. You're binging it on Friday. Wow. I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to binge it, or I'm going to hear all the spoilers of the show. Not that I don't know how last season turned out in Formula One. I mean, it all came down to the last race, really. So, wow. Well, we'll give you all a couple minutes for some questions. And then if there aren't any, we'll just jump right into the game. Play that for a little while. No, I appreciate that, Katie. Thank you for not spoiling it for me. It's hard to read Tom Bombadil's dialogue without jumping into trochaic tetrameter. That is for sure. You'll have to pardon my crunching. I've been so busy writing the episode today that I really haven't stopped to eat. So I'm just having a few cashews to kind of tide me over. Oh, right on, Nate. You know, that's a great way to listen to them, kind of like sequentially, as opposed to, well, of course, sequentially, but I mean, a bunch of the Patreon specials in a row as opposed to Monday through Saturday and then the Patreon special and Monday through Saturday and a Patreon special. You listen to the Patreon specials by themselves in the row and you get the full effect of the story. It's really good. You know what, Hassel? It's all right that you're not a Red Bull fan. I totally get it. When I first became a fan of Formula One, Mercedes was dominant with Lewis. Well, that's not when I first became a fan, but that's when I first started following it again because I did watch it some when I was younger back in Schumacher's days. But when I came to it, more recently, it was like 2016, and they were just in the midst of total dominance. So I didn't like Mercedes and I didn't like Lewis. Now I love Lewis. I wish him well at Ferrari, but that's it's not going to happen. Poor guy. I realize it's Mercedes I don't like. It's just the drivers that I do like. Kimmy's great. So yeah, Formula One, good stuff. Oh yeah, well we've got the bingo link. So I probably already talked about racing. So there's that. Is eating on stream on the bingo? It probably isn't. This might be one of the first times I've actually done that. So Hassel, I got to ask, who is your team? Since it's not Red Bull. And then, do I think that the cold drakes of the north are a natural mutation of the dragons of Morgoth? Well, I mean, Glaurung was a cold drake, right? I mean, he didn't breathe fire. Now, whether he was an advanced cold drake like Skada, who is said to literally be breathing cold, that's a different story. He doesn't seem to have had that. He was just a worm. But I think that it's likely that Morgoth made various types of dragons as he was experimenting. Glaurung was the beginning, just like not Karkaroth. Who was the one? I can't remember his name off the guy that was Karkaroth's father. Sire. Literally, his name escapes me at the moment. But yeah, those kinds of things, the creatures that Morgoth created. He's going to make various types of them, right? I mean, and Calagon. Draugluin, thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the game tonight. Let's go ahead and bring up that extra camera. Now, that does, of course, mean that I have to turn off that lovely chat overlay. Sorry about that, folks. And then we'll just turn that camera on and bring that on over. In the meantime, as you continue to have lore questions, please pop them in the chat. I'll do my best to spot them. But if I miss them, then Katie will inevitably do a great job of getting those into my vision, my frame of vision. All right. Hilbern the River Hobbit. Level 81, no less. I need to take a look. I forgot to take a look and see. But I have a feeling I should probably make him some new armor. In fact, why don't we take a look? Let's actually do a little crafting today. All right. We are in Harwick. It's a rainy day in Harwick. This makes me think of Mythopoeia. We'll have flaming tongues upon their heads. I imagine that's supposed to be a torch, but you notice he's not carrying a torch. Interesting. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and switch over to one of my other, let's see, probably my jeweler. Looks like I could do a better job with some earrings, some bracelets that are, well, 175. The other is an item level of 72, which is fairly low. Minimum level 80, so that's a good one. That's pretty awful. All right. Well, that's fine. So we do know that yeah, the armor, we just got that new armor pretty recently. It's a significant bump up from the old one. So let's take a look. We'll take a look both at our jeweler and our tailor. The tailor being the one who will make the medium armor, and the jeweler making all those pieces of jewelry that'll give you the lovely agility buffs. That's this guy. His name is Tolthadian. He's a warden. I've stopped using him as a warden. I don't like the warden class. All right. Okay. Let's go and see what we can make him. I do love that tapestry, by the way. Yes. All right. It's one of the only pieces I've actually put on the wall. As you can see, I need to decorate my place. All right. Let's take a look. So, as a jeweler, I'm going to be making probably, yeah, East Emnet level 80. There we go. Or Jewelry Guild, which is only for level 85, which is exactly where he's at, right? No, he's 81. 81. So, is there stuff that he can make at 80 for him? An exquisite red agate bracelet of combat. That's might, vitality, and agility. In combat power regen. Agility, vitality, fate, and in combat power regen. And then the useless will, vitality, and fate. I don't really need might, but I don't really need fate. But I think I'd rather have fate than might. So let's go with the exquisite red agate bracelet of skill. Yeah, it does kind of look a little Vulcan-y there with his pointy sideburns. All right. So now, normally I would go in and grab the actual materials to make it, but I've given all the Rittermark ingots to Hilbern so that he can start crafting and trying to earn some XP. So I'm going to use universal ingredient packs. This is sort of a cheat, but it's a perfectly approved, valid cheat. You have a whole bunch of universal ingredient packs, and when you make these things using the ingredient packs, they are bound to your account, so you can't use them to sell on the auction house for money or anything like that, but it does give you an opportunity to make stuff. Now, I do want only the blue ones, so I want to get some bits of pure Rittermark ore. So let's see if I can have access to that. Again, probably Hilbern has those. So let's take a look in the crafting carryall, which is where I would have it. High grade Rittermark ingots. Well, of course, that's because you can't make anything higher than that. Yeah, all the other Rittermark stuff. Oh, no, bit of pure Rittermark ore. Perfect. All right, so that's going to be my critical success material. So I'm just going to keep making exquisite red agate bracelets of skill until I get 2 teal ones. Oops. Yeah, until I get 2 teal ones. So, nope. There we go. We got 1. Come on now. There we go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and send those things over to Hilbern. Now, what other things can we make for him? Red agate earring of combat, might, morale, crit, and physical mastery. We love crit and physical mastery, don't we? Agility, morale, crit, and physical mastery. That's exactly what we want. We want a pair of these. Katie, Alan, what's the biggest thing for folks to remember when crafting besides the one thing that happens? Yeah, when I make yours and it binds, I forgot because I made it with universal ingredient packs. No, I didn't. It's that it was one of the Umbari tier ones that bind as soon as you craft it. The biggest thing for folks to remember when crafting, you'll probably make some errors, trial and error for sure. Just to pay attention to the requirements. Know that anytime you can make guild stuff, it's always going to be a lot better. But guild recipes, require rep. And so you have to keep making more stuff in order to earn the rep with the crafting guild. So here I want to get 2 exquisite red earrings of skill. So we're going to wait until we get 2 teal ones. There's 1. There's 2. All right, so 2 of those. And then we want to get a red agate necklace of combat. Necklace of skill. Oh, yeah. Agility, fate. Okay. So, universal ingredient packs, use the Rittermark ore, and make until we get a teal one. There we go. Okay. Now, that's all that he can make for level 80, for level 81. But eventually, when we get to level 86, I'll have, or 85, I think it is, I'll be able to make these higher level stuff. So, that's good. Let me go ahead and send those to Hilbern. Oh, hold on a minute. I don't want to forget to put my stuff back away here. Do I find it's worthwhile to have crafting equipment in your house? I think it's very worthwhile because I can always just pop over and use that. So I definitely like having a full crafting suite in my homes. I'm a little silly that way, though. Yeah, no, it's definitely worthwhile if you're a crafter, right? If you have crafting alts and you really want to take advantage of that. So now I'm going to send an email to Hilbern, and I'm just going to drag and drop the items that I want to send to him. 2 bracelets, 2 earrings, and a necklace. Come on. And send. All right. And now let me hop over to Halagrim, my main, well, my second main. And he's our tailor. And I'm going to go ahead and see if he's got anything that he can make in terms of armor for Hilbern. Armor might be a little trickier because I do have teal level 75. So typically that's going to be better than purple 5 levels higher. So I'm not going to make a whole bunch of armor that's just like mildly better. So probably not. Ferns. Glass cannon. I'm not that glass. I'm just a cannon. Wow, there's a dust storm going on here in Jerush. All right, let's port back to the house and make some stuff. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, let's see if it's even worthwhile trying to, right? So Taylor, not West Emnet, East Emnet. So medium armor for the guild. It's going to be the combat armor of Amer. That's going to require level 85, or the enduring tier, also level 85. So there's not much I can make for Hilbern until he gets to 85. Plus, all of these things will require a large East Emnet pattern. They all have, so I should probably make them. Well, I'll do that off camera. You don't need to worry about that. What about this? Is this also, yeah, minimum level 85. All right, so all of that is level 85. There's nothing that I can make for him. In the meantime, better turn on that Stone of the Tortoise. Well, I'm not earning any XP, Katie. I'm not leveling up Halagrim without you, I promise. All right. Yeah, one of these days we'll take a look at the other alts, right? We've got my level 122 Minstrel, Kelendril, and then Durthal, my main, the guy that I created from the very beginning. The only guy who I have more hair than. I need to make his beard to match mine now. When I made this character, his beard matched mine. I wore just a goatee, and it also didn't have anywhere near as much white in it. Did I tell you the game's 18 years old? All right, let's go back to Hilbern and put on that new shiny jewelry. It's so nice to have the graphics that actually match the aspect ratio of the screen now instead of having everybody look all stretched out and funky. All right. Detach the items. Delete the email. All right. So these are going to replace, so small agility. These are not as big a boost as I thought they'd be. In fact, I actually lose some crit rating on the exquisite Great River Bracelet of Skill. So I think I may just replace the sustaining bracelet of Theodred and not the exquisite Great River bracelet of skill. So we'll hold on to that other one maybe for later. What about the earrings? Both of these are a boost, it looks like. 71 agility, 302 max morale, 255 crit is a slight bump. Yeah. All right, so we're going to replace both the earrings. And then we're going to replace the necklace, I'm sure. It's a small boost in agility, but it's a big boost in vitality. Huh. I actually lose some physical mastery. But I'm going to do it. I mean, that agility boost alone will replace that. All right. So now let's go ahead and put that extra bracelet in my gear folder for now. Oh, that's right. I had the Rohirric Atlas, but that doesn't. Yeah, I don't want to use that. Definitely Dolan Gwobor is better, whatever that may be. Mark of the Fellowship, same. All right. So 2 of those things are still in lock mode. So let's just go into the locked items and unlock those so that I can get rid of them. To the vendor, sell all. And now we can take a look and see what that's done for my agility. It's up to 1475 now, which really will boost my crit, my physical mastery. You see that contributes. If you hover over it, you'll see that it contributes big points to physical mastery, outgoing healing, which would be important if I were blue line. I think, is it blue line? And 2950 to your evade, and then it, direct 1-to-1 points that it contributes to crit, physical mitt, tactical mitt, and parry. So that means my crit rating now means that I will have a 24% chance of a crit, a 27% chance, I'm sorry, on a ranged, and a 6.8 chance in devastating. So that means that 1 out of every 3 will be one or the other. And when I do, the magnitude is increased significantly. It also means that when I'm shooting on level enemies, which I haven't seen sadly in a little while, my damage is increased by 215%. So that's why he kind of one-shots a lot of people. Nate says, I can't recall, do I have a lore master? I do not. That's one of the classes I've never tried. Can I go through and explain the different stats that your gear helps with? Well, sure. Of course, each class is going to have different stats that you're trying to work on. First of all, make sure when you look at your character that you have the show all stats box checked, and you'll be able to hover over everything and see how it gets fed, or how it gets built. So these base stats, right? You'll notice he's very, very weak. He has almost no might. Well, that's not a big deal. What he needs is agility, right? So as an agility, or as a hunter, agility increases your all of those things: physical mastery, outgoing healing, all of these things. But what it increases the most is physical mastery and outgoing healing. Vitality, of course, informs your morale. As you can see, it contributes 4,200 points to my maximum morale, which is most of my morale. Here you can see a morale regeneration. So while in combat, I only recover 11 points per second. Otherwise, it's about 10 times that when not in combat. Physical mastery. So each of these items you'll see adds different stats. Agility for a hunter is what you want, followed by physical mastery, crit rating. Other things like morale and vitality, those are great, but the things that you really want are agility, physical mastery, and crit. So I have that memorized now that he and I compare ours every time we jump on him. So those are the things you want to look at. Different classes will have different needs. Okay, so like my captain, for instance, I want to have might, and I want to have armor. I want to have a high armor rating. I want to have a very high outgoing healing rating, because as a captain, that's one of his roles, right? I mean, maybe I'm a red line captain. I do that when I solo, but if I'm going to play in a group, I'd be a blue line captain, so that I have some group heals. I'm not going to replace a minstrel in that regard, but I'm still going to be able to be a competent second healer. But yeah, each of these classes is going to have different needs, and you'll be able to tell real quickly what they want, because you'll see that most of the gear that's built for your class will benefit your class. You're like, oh, okay, so my key stats are might and vitality, or my key stats are fate and vitality, or fate and agility, or something like that. So you just hover over each, and it gives you all the data. Just hover over the numbers. Finesse, by the way, that is what reduces your opponent's ability to block or evade. So, resist, things like that. So the more finesse you have, the more you can get through their armor. So you just kind of hover over it and learn. It's really good stuff. And then you'll see, that each of them provides different boosts to different stats. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Agility for hunters is what you want. Biting my tongue. Why would you want something else? All right. Okay, so they do want us to go and fix the corrupted salamanders and riding against flies. But we all know that what I really want to do is get my horse. So let's go to the tourney field, mounted combat. Complete the riding course. Seoka, the riding instructor. So, you wish to be trained in the ways of riding a horse to war, eh? Well, you've come to the right place. I've trained hundreds of riders over the year, though few as experienced in battle as yourself, I must admit. Come then, let us begin. All right, this is going to be fun. I'm so bad at using a horse steed. Greetings, Hilbern. I see you've earned yourself a fine steed of Rohan on which to ride forth. Finally done. Yet steel yourself well, for this is no quiet mare, but a noble mount, trained in the ways of war. You'll find them spirited, and in some ways more difficult to ride than your prior mounts, but you'll find they possess the strength and stamina to do battle. Okay, Hilbern, mount up on your war steed here, and let us get started. I guess to do that, I'll need war steed. We'll put him here and move here. Okay. You've mounted your war steed. You can now see the steed's vitals and an alternate quick slot bar for your mounted skills that will allow you to change quickly between mounted and unmounted combat skills. Hold on a minute, a bunch of comments just came through. Warhorse, Lord of the Rings F1. Nate, gonna hop off. Take care, Nate. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure that I'd actually be better at driving an F1 car in real life. Those things are insane. War of the Rohirrim Stein holds a lot of beer. All right. So I'll be able to see the steed's vitals. In this case, let me move the display panel over here so it's near my own. You can see the horse's morale and horse's power. And then there's also an alternate quick slot bar. Do you notice if you change bars? Oops. There we go. Yeah. So if I just click down on this icon here, I get my steed's abilities. You notice that my own abilities are all grayed out right now. Well, not all. I could track or I could eat something, but I can't do any of my bow skills. Instead, I'm on my horse, so I can do these skills. So now what? Laps completed. I guess I'm supposed to just go. Oh, that's not the button I want to push. Now, these things drift like crazy. You see that? Whoa, yeah. Whoa, Nelly. You sort of have to drive it like a rally car. Point to where you want to go eventually. Woohoo! Good. Keep going, Hilbern. It's definitely like drifting. That's what it feels like. Stop. That is fine. Come with me and we will start the next course.
What business have you?
Right. Easy, isn't it? Well, now we'll make things a bit more interesting. Next up is the flag course. Now, this course is not timed, but if you miss a flag, the flag count will restart on your next lap. If you find they are too closely spaced to pass through, slow down a little. Tip that I've just discovered as well, using the mouse to turn allows finer control than the keyboard. He's not wrong. I hope I made that flag. Whoa. Blue flags passed. Red flags. Red flags. There's so many red flags for Hilbern, I don't even know where to begin. No, this is actually not too bad. The mouse really helps do it. Whoa. Just fell off my horse and broke a collarbone. Great, now a challenge. Run through all the flags this time. So both the blue and the red are here, which requires a little more precision, but this isn't terrible. Whoa, boy. Whoa, boy. That's like giant slalom in the Olympics. We made it. Whoa there, Hilbern. Enough. That is the spirit. You have the hang of the flags now.
Our mission is dire.
Well, if you could handle that, this next part should be a breeze, right? Piece of cake. What could go wrong? Time to work on jumping, Hilbern. Time to work on jumping. Now for the jump trials. This is not so different from what you're used to on your northern horses. Just remember to slow down a bit if you're having trouble lining up your jumps. Line up and begin when you are ready. Yeah, really using the mouse is the kind of the necessity. That's the trick. Well run. I've added more fences for your final lap. Okay. Now, if we have to do the gates and the fences, that could prove a little difficult. Enough. You've proven your mettle on the riding course. Hilbern, come over here. Okay. Now we will work on your combat skills. Use the speed of your mount to keep you out of harm's way while delivering devastating attacks against your enemy. The tips: cue your attacks before you reach your target, and then slowing down before a turn lets you turn much faster. All right, here we go. When fighting from horseback, try to stay in motion. If you find yourself fighting from a standstill, you'd be better off on foot. Somebody needed to tell that to Rings of Power in their portrayal of the Elvish cavalry. Just as importantly, as your mount races across the plains, its fury will build, enhancing your blows. Some of your most powerful combat skills may only be used if your mount's fury is near its peak. I've set up target dummies at either end of the field to test your skills upon. You need to ride back and forth between them, striking each in turn. Now go! Show me what you have. Oh, this is pretty cool. What? It's a wide turn. This is going to be fun to be able to do combat while I'm mounted. All right, come over here. Stay a while and listen. All right. Horseback combat, Dothraki skills. Hasselhoff, if I could have a book I currently own to be signed by the professor, which book would I pick? The Super Deluxe Children of Hurin, since it's also signed by Christopher and then Alan Lee. The speed and fury of your mount will allow you to swiftly dispatch foes if used properly. Now be off with you. You do not have time to listen to an old man like me prattle on. Same could be said for y'all watching the show. There is darkness afoot, and you must face it.
Will you aid the horse
It will
lord?
take several years to truly master the art of mounted combat, but you're off to an excellent start. I think the battlefields will teach you more now than I can, and time is short. I have many young riders yet to train this day. I have a war steed. You're ready now.
You with the row you're in.
Trust in your mount and in your valor, and your banner shall wave above these fields as a beacon of hope for all the free peoples of Middle-earth. I believe you should speak with the Thane of Harwick before you proceed further. Much as afoot in our lands, it would be best if you made your presence known to our local lord. All right, speak with Anmar. Where is he? All right. So hang a right and go up the hill. Oh, yeah, the meat house. It's pretty clear which one that is. That's weird. They're also making sounds as he walks by. Anmar, the Harwick Guard.
Welcome, my friend.
You seek audience with the Thane. Well, I'll see what I can do for you. But he has not been in a sociable mood of late. Ooh, I have to choose either a Scout's medium bridle, a Scholar's light bridle, or a Knight's heavy bridle. So they each adjust the armor, the turn rate, the endurance, the regen of endurance, their power and regeneration of power, strength, agility, and fury bonus. Katie says, by the way, it's the same sound when you walk by someone you need to not get noticed by. That's interesting. So, all right. I don't think I want a heavy bridle. I know I don't want to be the slow, tanky horse. But do I want to be the medium in the middle, or do I want to be the scout or the scholar's light bridle? My default is to pick medium because I have medium armor, right? I'm a hunter, not a lore master or other light armor bearing class. Katie, you know a lot about war steeds. Would you be so kind as to suggest to me which of these I should choose? Katie? Light is best? Okay. All right. I'll go with light. Whoop, whoop. Your war steed is leveled up. Each time your war steed levels, you gain a trait point that you can spend to improve and enhance your war steed. Now, how do I do that? How do I level up my war steed? Do I have to have him on screen? Probably have to have him on screen, right? Okay, now how do I, maybe it's under traits? No. How do I level up? Is it this one? No. All right. Maybe it's a click on this. There we go. There we go. All right. The War Steed trait panel, which you access by clicking the glowing icon next to your War Steed. I guess that was the obvious thing. Allows you to spend your trait points to improve the abilities of your steed. And you can create several different preset War Steed configurations. So you've got the fast and agile one, which is the one I've chosen by my bridle. Oh, I guess the whole point is I could choose a different horse and then have a different bridle. But I've chosen the light bridle, so I might as well choose the light horse. And that's going to, I've only got 4 points available. So I can choose things like long reach, which gives me extra max distance of range skills. That's pretty nice. Physical and tactical mitt, or unlocking a skill called caution, which forces the enemy. Your cry warns your target of your ferocity, forces them to ride alongside you at a distance for a short time. Let's just focus on the basics first. Let's get one of those. And what's this one? Forceful blows gives me more crit rating. What are these? Are these like, oh, these are just stats. Okay. Well, we know he's not very tough because he's light, so we should probably add some endurance and some armor. Let's add more endurance. All right, apply. Boom. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and... Well, interesting. So I don't get to actually talk to the Thane. Instead, I need to talk to Nona, Horn, and Corridan. Oh, I guess I do. They're inside, I think. No, that's the boss man. Aldor Harding. Aldor Vistemnet, Reeve of the Wold.
We stand in silence while
Oh, an orange quest. I'll accept this. He wants me to go find people in Wildermore. Probably won't get a chance to do that for a little while, so let's go find Nona, Horn, and Corridan. Let's see where they are. Oh, they're down by the tournament grounds. I have a war steed. Is it down there? Yes. It's pretty cool because, of course, I have access to war steeds from my characters that I've Valard, but because I never went through this, I never learned how to really do it. All right, mounted combat. No, I don't want to do it again. Oh, they're already in the field. Okay.
The horses of
Rohan are renowned for their loyalty, strength, and speed, and it seems to my eye that the steeds they have given us are no exception. If the steeds of the others are satisfactory as well, one of the men here requested our aid. Speak to Enstan, southeast of here.
These steeds are of good breeding and should serve us well.
It is good of Aldor Harding to provide these war steeds to us. When I was last in these lands, he was a man of short temper. Did not believe the king was strong enough to protect Rohan from what threatened her. I cannot imagine he has changed, but it is good to see he is making Harwick ready for whatever may come. These steeds are of good breeding and should serve us well. Nona has not lived a life among horses, but still she has done very well to pick it up in short order. War steeds are different from the horses she may have had occasion to ride in the past, and she has adjusted well. Corridan, too, is already at home on the back of his steed. We will make good time over the plains.
My people do not often fight from horseback.
So this has not been an easy adjustment for me. Still, would I rather fight on foot and let my enemies charge toward me at their peril. But I understand we have a need for the speed of hooves as if we are to find our friends, and for that I will put up with it. I hope I do not shame myself in front of our companions with my poor riding. Horn rides as if he were born in the saddle, and Corridan has the natural grace of his people. I feel like an aurochs up here. Wouldn't it just be an auroch? But, all right. Where is Enstan? Oh, he's way up top. Might as well get on a horse. He's definitely faster than a regular horse, isn't he? Oh. Where is he? Oh, he's up here. Okay. And double tap the stop button to, whoa, almost get thrown off the front of the horse. All right, Enstan, what's up?
Floodwind has sent urgent messages calling for our aid.
All of us must band together if we are to survive the encroaching dangers, but there are so few of us fighting men available. And now Floodwind has sent urgent messages calling for our aid. Mansig and most of his men are still away investigating the east wall. If he were here, I'd know he would ride at once in defense of Floodwind. But he is not. Can you ride those no war steeds of yours with any skill?
If Floodwind falls, Harwood could be next.
The road leaves Harwick and runs southeast until it reaches Floodwind. The land becomes rockier the further south you go, so your steeds will need to be sure of foot to make it there safely. Stick to the road if you can. I do not know what threat has so worried the Raven Master of Floodwind, but it was grave enough for him to send 3 birds with a plea for help. He may have sent more. I do not know him personally. He could be excitable by nature, or the keep at Floodwind could be in worse peril than ever before. Go with haste to help. We have no men to spare, and if Floodwind falls, Harwick could be next. All right. Oh, okay. So it's Floodwind is to the south. So let's get on the road and head south, shall we? Is this the road that I want to get on? I guess, right? And then turn right. Yeah, I want to stay on this road. Don't turn to the right when I get to the intersection. Go all the way down to Floodwind. Oh, I want to turn on track metals. I wonder if I'm able to harvest while on a war steed. Or do I have to dismount every time? Let's find out. Yeah, I can mine. I wonder if that boar, if I'm still in his aggro range. Guess we'll find out. Apparently the answer is I'm not, so good. All right. Ride for, not Harding. I want to talk to this person. That's the guide focus. Good. All right. So we're going to take this road down. I don't know what these places are, right? These are camps of some kind, right? I mean, it looks like there's no, I don't see a stable master here in Feldberg. Oh, ouch. I don't see a milestone, but I do see a fire. I don't know if that's a campfire or not. Just scouting out the neighborhood to see if there's, oh, hello.
Welcome.
I see you've acquired one of the war steeds, stranger. How would you like to test your steed's mettle by riding down some boar that have been rooting up the plains? All right. I'll accept that quest. I'm not sure I'll do anything about it. We'll see. He's Enstan at the end, Stan. Wow. Can I... Oh, I don't have... I do have a rate of arrows. Let's try. Let's see what happens here. Whoa, this is going to make me sick. Don't fight standing still. Wow. This is what it is? I'm just going to get sick to my stomach fighting on a war steed. Woo! Oh. I'm very dizzy. Deed bestowed. Warg Slayer, the East Emnet. All right. Get back on the road, which is over here. There's some mounted combat quests ahead. Fun. I'll make sure to take my Dramamine. Katie, I think I have my Dramamine on me. Yeah. Woo. I do like the speed. Wow, this guy was really flying. This is not Floodwind. This is just some little camp here. Twickenberg. This is hardly a burg, really, guys. Ah, that must be Floodwind. I do love the music here in Rohan. Some of the best music in the game. Do I talk to you? No, I do not. There's Goldlock.
Easterlings have been testing the Great River.
You've come from Arwick. The Thane was hoping for more men, but I suppose you will have to do. The Easterlings have been testing the Great River, trying to find safe places at which to ford it between the two undeeps. They have a large camp to the northeast, but our people have kept an eye on them, and they seek another way to strike at us. Perhaps they thought just below the rapids would be safe, or perhaps they fear their commanders more than the rushing waters. A great many perished trying to cross just below Sarngebir. Not all, however, not all by half. Many of the Easterlings survived the crossing and have been marshalling their forces for an attack on Floodwind. Many of their belongings are scattered and damaged by the waters, but still they seek to recover enough to arm themselves to attack the city. We need you to strike them along the banks of the Anduin, just to the east below the cliffs. You should also steal from them what belongings survived the crossing. All right, let's also grab the milestone here. And we'll replace Parth Gallon with it. And we'll grab the War Steed while we're thinking about it.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
All right. Elthingas. Where's that? I don't know. All right. All right. So those are the places we can go. And those are the Croftlands. So that's more up this direction. Okay. So where do we go? We've got the corrupted salamanders and riding against flies are just to the west of Harwick, near that near the kind of the north end of that rocky outcropping. Ride for Harding, which is all the way up here in Wildermore, right? Yeah. So that must be where we're heading. And then going back into the Wold, we look for Book 8, Chapter 2, which is down here to the southeast of Floodwind. And then riding down the Boars is right there to the south of Harwick. So lots of good things to do. Let's go ahead and set Book 8, Chapter 2 as our main quest. It already is. That's good. And let's head out. Or do we go through the town? I don't know. I've never been here. It is a little hard to just, for general use. Okay, so there is no other... Is this a way out? Aha. But we want to go this way. All right. I'm going to dismount. Let's get some hides. We could always use some more hides, right? I'm sure the point of this next part of the quest here, going down to the camps, is supposed to be to stay mounted and, blow some people away that way. Whoa, that's quite a... And just how am I supposed to get back? All right, well. Time to break some ankles, I guess. Well, the way back up is going to be called Milestone. Or, some sort of quick travel. I almost want to go to Wildermore just to actually try a quest where the creatures are above my level. Come on. More salvaged belongings. And toast. All right, one more. And then one more, and we'll be done. And we can then head back to Goldlock.
While you were gone, a raiding party of orcs passed near to Floodwind.
Between your skill in combat and the harsh waters of the Great River, perhaps the Easterlings will decide attacking Floodwind is too much trouble. What times we live. Even if that was so, we'd still have to worry about attacks by raiding orcs. Will Floodwind ever see peace again? While you were gone, a raiding party of orcs passed near to Floodwind. Alwold and his men rode out to fight them and had success. All of the orcs were defeated. The orcs must have recently fought with some elves, for one of Alwold's men claimed quite a trophy from the body of one of the orcs, a bow of quality elf make with the finest detailing. He's been showing off since they returned. His name is Elfsig, and he'll likely challenge your elf to an archery contest before too long. Poor foolish fellow. You heard what he said, Hilbern.
Almost certainly the bow I left to
At
Fimloth.
Fimloth. The orc that claimed it carried into the wold, and now this man Elfsig has taken it. Oh, I have to finish. I really can't use any... Oh, these are helmets, okay. No. Shoulder pieces, which are useless to me. All right.
This will not take long.
Let us have some words with this man Elfsig. He's sure to return my bow when he understands the situation. Well, let's go, Cordodan. Let's kick this Rohirrim's butt. What's he gonna do? This is your bow.
I am not unreasonable.
I'm
What if I
sorry
gave
that your friend lost
chance
his
to
bow.
win back?
Seems to me that anything taken from an orc belongs to the one strong enough to take it. If your friend wanted it back, why did he not reclaim it from the orcs when he had the opportunity? I am not unreasonable. What if I give your friend the opportunity to win it back in a contest of sorts? Alwold has given me a message to deliver to Elfthenkels in the Norcrofts. How about this? A test of your mounted skill. Whichever of us first reaches Elfthenkels gets to keep the bow. If I arrive there first, your friend gives up all claim to it. Does he agree to this proposal? If he does, let us speak with my commander outside Floodwind. He will start the race. Have you guys seen the leaked pictures of the Lego Minas Tirith set? I have not. I do know that there's one coming. Did Tolkien ever write any notes or anything of other continents in Arda outside of Valinor and Middle-earth? Sadly, no. Other than the original continent before everything split up, right? When the world was symmetrical. I can't remember what that was called. But that's in a different time. This is a ridiculous requirement. Why should I have to engage in a competition to determine my right to possess property that is rightfully mine? If these are the laws of men, I am grateful to be one of the Galadhrim. But I am not worried, Hilbern. We will best this arrogant sapling that thinks it is a weathered oak, and my favorite bow will once again be in my possession. Let us speak with this Alwold outside Floodwind. The sooner this unnecessary race is begun, the sooner we will win it. All right, then. I guess I gotta ride a horse really fast. I gotta go ride a horse really fast. Is it one of these things, you know? All right.
If you go back on your word,
You explain
will
the
have
terms.
me to deal with.
I'm not surprised. Times have been tough in the world of late, with orcs and Easterlings, and worse prowling around the borders. When my men are not fighting for their lives, they're engaging in fruitless wages. I cannot stop them. As long as they and you abide by the agreed-upon terms, I have no complaint. But I do not want any bloodshed. If you go back on your word, you'll have me to deal with.
It will not take Elfseeker long to reach Elfthengels.
You'd better ride with great haste if you're to get there first to win your wager. Ride southwest to reach Elthingels. Time before Elfsiga arrives at Elthingels, or reach the entrance to Elthingels before Elfsiga does. But where is it? He said southwest, so... there. Elthingels, okay. So, yeah, pretty much southwest, okay. Okay. Come on, let's go. Oh, where's my horse? Like, I'm not going to go very fast on foot. All right. Here's hoping that I can actually do what I set out to do. I'm assuming the time they gave me is generous, right? Now, do I do over this cliff? Or do I go around it? The straight line would be this way, but I fear that might be too far. Oh no, stay on the road. That'll take me there. Oh, what's this? Uh-oh. Oh. Sorry, guys. I hope this is Elthingels. It is. I'm going to get there well before he gets there. You have arrived before Elfsiga.
Did something happen to Elfsiga?
No, but his horse arrived shortly before you did, and without him. Something must have happened to him. You have to retrace your steps. He must be somewhere between Elthingels and Floodwind. Look among the trees to the south of the road. Could have passed him without seeing him. All right, I'm going to just dismount and go on foot here. Dum, boom, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum. I'm glad you've been enjoying things. Horn. Well, this is kind of cool. We just run into some old farmstead right there. Now we're in the wold. So he's in the wold. Up here somewhere, maybe? In these ruins? Hiding from the orcs? Hiding in shame for he lost the race? Stealing the bow? Will we have to kill him? I hope not. He seems a good guy. Uh-oh. Well, let's take care of that right now.
Thank you for coming back.
I was trying to take a shortcut when Romanu was surprised by a patrol of orcs. He reared and I fell. Did he make it to Elthingels? I can probably walk now. I could not put weight on it, but now it is feeling better. I will meet you ahead in Elthingels and we can discuss the wager. I will be there soon. Thank you for coming back to find me. And because I am lazy, I'm going to port to talk to him. Oh, he's very tall. All right.
I have already given your elf his bow.
I'm sorry
I
if I
renounced all claim to it.
came across as a bit of a fool, Hilbern. I did not think you would be much of a rider, but not only are you a skilled rider, you're a good person as well. I thank you for coming to find me. I've already given your elf his bow, and I renounce any claim to it I may have had. It is done.
Now that I am here, I need to accomplish my duty.
I was given a message to deliver to Thane Mildrith of Elthingels, asking for her to send some of her warriors to Floodwind to help defend against the increased number of Easterlings across the river. Her husband was slain by orcs some time ago, and her son died under unpleasant circumstances more recently. I do not think she will respond favorably to this message, but still I must deliver it. Thank you once again, friend. Oops. No, not yet.
The orcs that fled the East Wall may have passed near to Elthingels.
Dwarf-centric story. It would be interesting to see the battle in, was it the Dagger Bragalach, or was it the Nirnaeth? It was the Nirnaeth, where Azagal fought with Glaurung. And when he died, they just carried him off and like peace out right off the battlefield, and everybody got out of their way. Yeah, that'd be a great story to see. How much mithril has Alan spent? Well, yes. The Uruks that left the east wall may have passed. We should learn if any of the townspeople know anything. Here, take these coins of the mark and use them to buy a round of drinks at the tavern for the patrons there. Could be one of them saw something of those Uruks. All right. Where am I? I'm in Elthingos. Okay. I will actually replace Harwick at this point. I mean, I'll probably end up back there, but, you know. Buy a round of drinks. This isn't a tavern.
I need your help.
My people are in need of aid, Hilbern. Elthingers has survived a tremendous orc assault, but it has come at a great cost. My husband and son have perished. The countryside is ravaged, and many yet lay dead or dying. Without reinforcements from Theoden King or that coward Reeve Athelward, the end of our time here draws ever nearer. If you offer me your assistance, I will gladly take it. We must band together and take aid from wherever it may come. The people of Elthingers are now my only concern. Our time for grieving must be brief. I will not let them give in to sorrow or concede defeat while they yet live. But there are many within the walls of this village that are in need of help. If you are able to resolve their troubles, return to me, and I shall see that you are rewarded. All right, so we have a rapper quest. But let's go find the tavern. Okay, so it's down below. Down this way? Yeah, pretty much. This is an interesting little town, built on these little terraces in the hill. Baldthorn, that's somebody I have to help.
Will need your aid.
And I also have to help Wuskrad, Elfwin, and Adnoth.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Somebody's behind this door. Aha. Elfwin the Herbalist.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Okay, well, we're probably not going to get back up to that area. We won't cancel those quests, but they're taking up too much room. So we've got... Who's the only one we haven't talked to? Wuskrad's the only one we haven't talked to. So we need to find Wuskrad. Oh, no, we did talk to Wuskrad. We talked to Baldthorn and we talked to Elfwin. We need to talk to Adnoth the Stable Hand. It's probably maybe over there. I see a ring, right? Oh, no, that's one of the refugees that I have to help for that other guy. I don't like having all these rapper quests open. So I want to pick up this other dude quickly enough to then, down by the stables, of course. That's where the stable guy will be. So let's get the stable while we're here. And then talk to Adnoth.
Our success depends upon our strength.
Okay, so then we're going to remove the wrapper. And we're going to see if we can help him with the unruly steed. Eagerly guiding you out towards the nearby gate. Turn ahead towards the cluster of trees north. Pulling you onward towards the rock cluster further to the north. That storm is something else, isn't it? What's this? Lambs here in Meadowmaid. Oh, this is for the herbalist. Might as well pick it up while we're out here. That's a bad guy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Darn it. You can't dismount that guy. What's this? Another one. There's too many quests. And now there's no point. All right. I'm going to go back and buy a round of drinks. That was an oops. I shouldn't have gotten off the horse. All right. Oh, let's talk to the refugee, right? We're supposed to convince him to volunteer for the militia. All right. Everybody drinks on me.
I've not seen you around here before,
Your
stranger.
coins are good, though. I'll give you that. Here's a round of my finest. Pass it around as you will. There should be some of the usual folk upstairs. Wegger, Tidwina, maybe one or two others who don't come as frequently. They'll be glad of your generosity. We're good. Thank you kindly, stranger. I don't mind if I have a sip of that. I didn't see them run by, but I heard from those who did. Running more away than towards, it seemed to them who saw it. No one wanted to ride out to challenge them. Who could blame them? We lost Thane Pendrad in the autumn to orcs, and his widow may be Thane now, but she's not the fighter he was. Then to lose her son. It's a wonder she can go on at all, but she's not commanding troops. The Urux passed us by, and we should be lucky they did not turn to raid the town.
I'll have some of that.
Since you're buying. Tidwina drains the mug in one huge gulp, and at first you cannot tell if he's heard you ask about the Urux. Just the stuff. What did you say? The Uruks are run by Elthingers? I saw them. Never seen Uruks run like that before. Even if Thane Mildrith was in any state to order our riders, she'd have been a fool to send men after them. And she is no fool. Suffered more than her share of grief, if you ask me, but no fool. She was Pendrad's rock before he was slain by orcs. She had much to do with shaping the man Pendulf became. Pity what happened to the boy, but you'll hear no rumors from me. Dudmund.
If you insist.
If you insist. He finishes the mug and slams it down on the table. Best beer in the Norcrofts. I don't care who hears it. You go tell Reeve Athelward that I'd rather have the brew of Elthingles than that of Cliving. The other patrons give Dudman some worried looks, but it only serves to rile him up further. No, you listen to me. If he challenges me to trial by combat like he did with Mildred's son, well, I'll teach him a thing or two. I won't even let him scratch me with that blade of his. I swear he has some vile coating on it to make Pendle's wound fester like that. I swear it. He lapses into depressed, drunken silence and has nothing more to say to you. Well, I think we've just found out how her son died. Oops, that's not where I want to be. And that's really unfortunate, especially if he is a bad guy.
What was that
Oh,
noise?
there's a
Did you hear
familiar
that?
face. Hilbern, I've not seen you since the East Wall. Did you find the Uruks you were seeking when we spoke at Mansig's encampment? No? Shame. I am sorry. I have returned home to... What was that noise? Did you hear that?
Something is happening outside. It sounds
All right,
like trouble.
we'll do this instance, and then we'll be done for the evening.
Elfingles is under attack. Quickly, my friends. We must help with its defense.
Well, where are they? Wonderful. I have no idea where to look for these people. Well, they're not here, so it must be up. I'm sorry I can't save these people. That's terrible. Okay, that's not going to help. Probably should have spent some time learning this town before I'm doing this. There's Corodan. Glad to have my bow back. Fight alongside him. They approach. Prepare yourself. Woohoo! Ensure the rest of the town is safe, Hilbern. All right. Horn is at a lower level near the superior crafting facilities, known as at the lower level. Okay. So lower level. Thank you for that. Am I going out of the town here? I'm going out of the town, so that's not where I want to go. Oh, I had to go further down. I wasn't down far enough. There we go. There's Horn. Fight alongside Horn. I think they've stopped for now. I will stay here to make certain. You do that, sir. Okay, is she further down? Further down? The lower level behind some houses on the northwest side. On the northwest side. So maybe further up? Like down this direction is what I'm thinking. No. Yes, over here. Come on. The people of this town need our help, Hilbern. They and I have no feud, though they settled in lands that belong to my people. My fight is with their leaders, the kings and rulers who stole from and slew my ancestors. But these people, few of them know which end to hold a blade, and fewer still can do so with any effectiveness. They need a proud Dunlanding woman to show them how to fight. Let them insult my people then until they have seen what I can do. I wager they will not. These orcs are worse than Duvodiad. They are orcs, and that is enough. All right. We have success. Find another. Defeat orcs that remain and then speak with Ingild outside the mead hall at the top of the village. Got to kill them all. Sort of like Pokemon. Got to kill them all. I think there's some down below before I go up. Are there any down below? There are not. Okay. Oh, no, anyway. No, seriously, I was sad that I couldn't help them. Oh, let's go this way. I bet there's something around here. And there's not. I've apparently done a pretty decent job of clearing them out. There's one near the top of the stairs here. I love how they're just occupied with other people, so I'm just going to shoot them in the back. Okay. And it looks like up here is the last one, maybe, or one of the last ones. Certainly, you've got to go up to see if there are more. Oh, there's Ingild. Okay. Talk to Thane Mildrith. Attacks have become more frequent. It's not safe to speak here openly. Ooh, let us go inside where we may speak more openly. Oh boy. So she doesn't want to speak out there where it's not safe. Instead, she wants to speak here in front of 50 people.
You have my
Gratitude. Without your help, our losses might have been more severe. I have heard Elfsiga's message from Floodwind and can spare no men, but perhaps I can send a wagon of blacksmithing supplies. I will see you on your way with supplies of my own, but only if you will help me with a matter of crucial import for my town. Oh, I get a fire pit. All right. Any of these things worthwhile? No.
You see before you
Oh, woman cursed, Hilbern. In the autumn, my husband Pendrad was slain by orcs while riding near to the Pillars of the Kings astride the great river. He had requested that the Reeves send him more riders for that sojourn, but Athelward refused. Oh, cruel fate. Even worse, what happened then? Mildred turns and gazes at nothing, overcome by sorrow and anger. My son Pendulph argued that Athelward was complicit in his father's death. Had the Reeves sent the riders he should have, Pendrad would not have been overcome by the orcs. My son was correct, but Athelward is proud and would not allow this stain on his honor. He challenged my son to a sword trial to first blood if he did not recant his words. Pendulph sustained a slight wound, just a cut, really. The wound festered, and not long afterward he was dead. The cruelest cut of all, Athelward adopted my daughter Siflad as his ward, saying she would be safer and better cared for at Cliving than with me in our grief. All I ask of you is this. Go to Cliving and keep your eyes open. I want to learn if Siflad is being treated well. I cannot put my suspicions of Athelward to rest. Neither can I. I'm already very much doubting this guy. All right. We've got a lot to do. So we are going to head down into the main part of town and then just call it for the evening. Who's over here? There's another. Oh, this might be another militia person that we need to convince. Yeah, the refugees.
I hope we will find aid in time.
I'm gonna pop over and convince the other one just to get that one off my list.
Time is short.
Sure, we'll return to Uskrad. Too close to me. Okay. And then there's the steed. So I'll go stand by the steed when it's time. Where is Uskrad? Over here, isn't he? There he is.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Oh, now I have to collect more stuff. All right. Let's go down. Apparently, we're not going to ride for Harding anytime soon either. All right. So let's go down here and hang out by the horse so we remember to try that mission the next time I come on. Thradnoth. All right. Let's drop some of these things in my folders here. Keep organized. So I had gotten a crate of supplies on another character, so I grabbed Rittermark Scarn so that I could do some more crafting. We got a little bit today. We didn't get much. And then we'll send that to our scholar. Oh, hello. Along with that to my stack. Ooh, I forgot. We also have some housing stuff. We got ourselves the small fire pit and a large fire pit. And then we've got a couple armor pieces we'll sell. We got some runes that we'll go ahead and use. Single target attack damage needs some serious help. All right. Then we've got, what's this? Tome of Accelerated Warsteed Training. Nice. Well, in the meantime, we need to summon my Warsteed so we can spend the trait points that we've already earned. I kept seeing a little look like a level up thing, but it was for the horse. Yeah, I've got 4 more. I've got 5 more points available. So let's do agility. And I really do like the idea of long reach. Do I want to have deceptive appearance, which reduces my threat? I want to have exceptional tactics, which increases finesse, tact, physical mastery. There we go. And apply. All right. And then we'll sell those 2 things. We'll grab a key just to see if we got any cool loot, and then we'll go back to chat for a couple minutes. All right, what do we get? Ba-da-da-da-dum, bum. All right, we got a dexterous gold bracelet of the traveler, which is actually better than the stuff I crafted. That's going to be, I'm going to replace the exquisite Great River bracelet of skill with that. Okay, and then we got a small potted date palm, which we'll put in our housing storage. And then we got, let's see, let's sell that. Not that. I don't want to sell that. I want to sell the jewelry that we just replaced. It's only 7 silver. I really would have been better off just throwing it away. We want to apply these to the rewards track. And if I'm not mistaken, the rewards track is almost done. Yeah, we got 11 hours left. So it's the last time I'm going to be playing on this rewards track. So let's see. There we go. We can claim the decorated coffer of ancient script, which gets us another couple hundred. And am I close to anything really, really cool? An incomparable tracery token would be nice, but I'm not going to be able to get to it. And the really cool stuff is far, far away, right? The like when you get to level 100, you get something cool. Yeah, the legendary coffer of the helpful deep claw whelp. But I'm not going to get to level 100 in 11 hours. So, all right, let's go ahead and exit the game, and then come on over here, and we'll turn off that camera, turn on the chat, and catch up with y'all. That was a busy stream. Lots of things to do. Lots of things to do. Let me catch up on chat real fast. I'm going to go up about 15 minutes. If there's anything older than that, Katie, you'll need to put it in our chat. Hassel says, I can't save these people. Remind me of Jeremy Clarkson. Oh, no. Anyway. A Baltimore PPP moot. Katie will have to be the one who approves that. Gotta kill them all. I've never done Pokemon, so that's as close as I get. I'm so baffled. Since Alan brought up Pokemon, I get to celebrate. I got a Pharaoh trim on one of my Furfrou Sunday. Literally a foreign language. This could have been an email. Yep. Thank you for the tip on the rewards track. I knew that was coming. Last time I played Skyrim, used some Lord of the Rings mods. That's right. That's such a fun game to play. Bracelet of give me the patience to not knock the crap out of this person. Yes, I hear that. Katie, you did a great job as always of keeping up with it. Thank you. And yeah, these are the fancy cashews, the little butter toffee ones. That's why I don't have too many of them. Oh, Katie, I'm sorry about the mosquito bite. Well, that was fun. That was a fun one. Do feel free if you have any other questions or want to chat about anything. We got a few more minutes before I'll take off and get back to working on episode 40 something. Which one am I doing on now anyway? We did 408 yesterday, right, Katie? The QAN? Yeah, so 409 is the one I'm writing now for Friday, the first of the Hunt for the Ring. Should be a lot of fun. All right. I'm liking my warhorse quite nicely. Thank you very much. Huh. It seems that the stream version of chat is sort of frozen on me there. Oh, no, it's not. It's at the top. I see. I always forget because there's a portion of the chat window that I have open to the right of the screen, and it's there for when the chat does freeze or when I'm in game and I have the chat window not visible. And that one runs with new posts at the bottom, whereas the other one does it with them at the top. I wonder if I can change that. I bet I can. All settings, message alignment. There we go. So now they'll come up from the bottom, so it'll mark just the same as the others. Time to run for the hills. How bad is it, Dan? You're welcome, Balrog, for whatever I did. Fun times. Oh, I realize I don't need this on anymore. I always feel much better when I'm not wearing those. Just, especially when it's warm, I had a nightmare today, like a waking nightmare, as I'm thinking about like all the episodes and the schedule and everything. In my head, I heard, because we just celebrated the 400th, I heard, congrats on reaching 500 episodes. Here's to 500 more. And then in my head, I did the math and realized it took me 5 years to get to 400. It would take me 15 to get to 1,000. So I promise you folks, there will not be 1,000 episodes of the Prancing Pony podcast. I'm not going to go 10 more years. Oh man. All right. Hassel, what is my favorite ship name in Middle Earth? Ooh. Turufanto, the wooden whale. Ended up not being the actual name of the ship, right? That was, I don't remember what ended up being the official name, but that was Aldarian's big ship. Well, thank you, Katie. That was very kind of you to say that. Yeah, Turufanto. I just love that name. It's goofy. The wooden whale. Do I remember when was the first time me and Sean showed our faces in the podcast? Well, we didn't record on video, so in first time for people to see us, we didn't do video at all. So maybe photos from a moot, right? Maybe other than that, I mean, we didn't even meet each other until episode 88 or episode, I think it was 88, right? A Myth Moot 8, but I could be wrong on that. After I retire, do I plan on doing more ponderings? I do. I want to do talks at moots, right? I want to go and give talks. 50 and 51. That would be, the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. We did do those on video. They're not available on video anymore because of the copyright strike. And then, Myth Moot for sure. Thank you, Balrog. I do suspect people will. I'm always blown away by the timelessness of Tolkien. And somehow, despite us constantly making pop culture references, the show itself still being relatively timeless. Which now that I'm more aware of that, I admit I try to avoid super duper, like immediately culturally relevant things that might be totally irrelevant in 6 months' time. But every once in a while, I do slip in something, silly. Drawing in Instagram. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Katie, why are you zipping your mouth shut there? 6'7", I'm afraid, did make that cut. Yeah. Oh, not very often. If I did it more than once, it would be really, really bad. Thank you, Horn. It's very kind. I do intend to make it last for a good long time. I'm looking at the roadmap and seeing, I'd originally thought 1 year for the Great Tales, and I was like, oh no, that's not enough time, and it might have to be 2. The truth is it might have to be 3. Might have to be 1 year for Baron and Luthien, 1 year for Children of Hurin, and 1 year for Fall of Gondolin. I don't know. That's not a promise. That's just a possibility. So if that happens, then I do a 2-year run of the Silmarillion. That's 5 more years plus another year or 2 of non-legendarium. So that would be 7 more seasons, which would probably get me to 7 times 4, 280, 290. So we'd get over 700, and that's probably what it would wrap up. Princess Bride is always relevant. That is true. Princess Bride, always relevant. Same with all the Babylon 5 references that we make. It was great to have Kosh on the last Questions After Nightfall. Am I going to use the standalone? Yes, Kim, I am going to use the standalone books for the Great Tales. Children of Hurin came out during our run in season 1. Actually, no, that one came out before. It was Baron and Luthien came out, but after we had already done Baron and Luthien in the story. So, yeah, we're looking forward to doing that. The tricky part there, I have to say, when it comes to the Great Tales, is I know that each of the co-hosts that wanted to join me have all called dibs on their various tales, but I don't know if any of them can do a full season. It's a big ask to have somebody come and do. It's one thing to do a 10-episode run or a 12-episode run. It's another thing to say, come and do an entire season with me. That's going to be hard. So that's going to be really the determining factor as to what I do for the Great Tales. But we'll see how that goes. The Fall of Gondolin's probably the hardest one to read, Dan, because it's the most fragmentary. You'll love the Children of Hurin because it's quite literally just reading a novel. Like there's not a lot of that in between and textual comparisons and, here's manuscript A and typescript B. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's always going to be a challenge for me, Katie, but it's like, that's my job. So, I'm okay with that. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm that nightmare of 1,000 episodes. I mean, as much fun as that sounds, I would be almost 68 years old. I would probably be 68 by the time I was done with 1,000, and I just don't see myself getting there. But who knows? Who knows? I might have to, right? If I want to, actually do things in retirement, then maybe I will. Future season I'm most looking forward to. Hassel, I'm looking forward to all of them, honestly. Honestly, I really am. It's hard to say. I mean, Children of Hurin I'm looking forward to because that's one of my favorite stories that Tolkien wrote, but it's also deeply tragic and painful and full of sorrow. But then Baron and Luthien is filled with hope and with wonderful thoughts about mortality. And I know that we're going to cover the story of the debate, the Athrabeth, in the discussion of Baron and Luthien. It's sort of a background to that. And then Fall of Gondolin. I love that whole story of his arrival to Gondolin. So all of those are great. I'm looking forward to a longer, slower run through the Silmarillion, and I'm really looking forward to getting into the non-legendarium stories and introducing folks to Smith of Wooten Major and Farmer Giles of Ham, and most of all, Leaf by Niggle. So can't really say that there's a single season that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, Fall of Gondolin is amazing. And it's also one of the very earliest things that Tolkien wrote, which is fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, the Athrabeth, it fits best, I think, with the story of Baron and Luthien. Like to understand the issue of mortality versus serial longevity in a romantic relationship and to comprehend that from the perspective of the mortal first before we get into the story of Baron and Luthien will be a lot of fun. An Argentinian TV host is about to turn 100? Oh, well, I do plan on continuing to do stuff. I want you all to know that even when I'm done doing the weekly grind where I'm putting out 42 episodes of the PPP every year and I'm putting out, 7 weeks of the TTT every 10-week block, when those are done and I'm not working at that quantity, I'll still be working. I'll be writing the sequel to the book with Sean, of course. We both talked about that. We want to write a sequel to Why We Love Middle Earth. I'll still be doing podcasts, but probably on a much more slow basis, maybe every month or every quarter, just just kind of keeping things rolling and doing maybe interviews or topical conversations. And then, of course, I want to do a lot more moots in terms of presenting papers and doing some more scholarly work. So I'm missing on why there's the sir part. What's the sir what? I mean, all of this is maybe, right? All of this is maybe. This is just what I'd like to do. But who knows what I'll actually do. Oh, okay, fussing after me. Well, I can't retire and stop working altogether. That's not who I am, right? I mean, I feel like I got to do something. I just don't want to have to work 60 hours a week when I'm old. Yeah, the Author really does. Tolkien has a way. I mean, man, yeah, it's just fantastic. I appreciate you, Katie. Thank you for keeping an eye out for me. Well, I think I probably it's time to wrap up. I am going to, the patron bonus episodes. I still need to do those. I know there's a queue for those. It's just really hard to do those in the midst of production. Typically, that was one of the things that Sean and we balanced together. So like I would go for 2 or 3 weeks and write a little more on the regular episodes, and he would crank out a topical. But it's really hard to do those in the middle of, well, really ever since he left, which is why they haven't happened. They will, though. They will. We owe people that. It won't be a fully scholarly text, Hassel. I'm not a scholar, right? I mean, I'm a knowledgeable fan, but I'm not a scholar in that sense. But I am looking forward to, diving into a topic, and really fleshing something out that I want to explore in connection with a theme and a mood. But yeah, it's time to wrap up. So this coming Saturday, I really do think I am going to step away from LotRO for a little bit now that I have my war steed. And I'm not yet sure what I'm going to do, though. Am I going to build a Lego set? Maybe. Am I going to do this really cool puzzle that I just got last week, the National Park Lord of the Rings? I'm trying to tilt it down so it doesn't get blasted by the light, but this is such a great puzzle brought by the same folks, King's Wild Project, that did those playing cards. So I might do that, or I might still do another video game, but it would be Magic the Gathering Arena, and I would play some of the Lord of the Rings magic, either against the computer if that can happen, or against Matt if I can, if he's available. So we'll see. Who knows? Come and join me Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, to find out what it is I'm going to do. And, it'll be a surprise. So I did just order the Sauron helmet from Lego. So I know that's going to be something that's, a doable project to build in a stream or two, as opposed to Barad-dûr, which would take me 10 streams to build. So that might be something we build when it comes in. But in the meantime, quite possibly the Balrog Book Nook would be the first one to do. So, all right, folks. Take care, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And thanks again to Katie for, keeping everybody in line and making sure that I got all the chat questions and comments and things like that. So y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you on Saturday.